Hello and welcome to NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez. First things first, we got today's matchups, and our first matchup is Boris Diaw versus DeMar DeRozan. Boris Diaw is the starting power forward for the Charlotte Bobcats. Um, he's uh, he's really a very versatile player. He's an all-around player. He has a lot of different skills. He can play three positions. He can play shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. Um, he he might be their best player right now. Now that they've traded away Gerald Wallace and Steven Jackson, and I really think that he brings a lot to the team. He's just a really good player. DeMar DeRozan is the starting shooting guard for the um, Toronto Raptors. He can also play small forward. He This was his sophomore season in the league. The 2010-2011 season was his sophomore season in the league. Um, he participated in the slam dunk contest at the All Star break. He didn't win, but he was pretty impressive. He's a very good dunker. He can shoot pretty well. He's from USC, University of South Carolina. He's been a very he might be Toronto's best player right now too. Both these teams are having are neither one of them made the playoffs. They're both kind of teams that are at the bottom of the standings, both in the Eastern Conference. But these two players are the best players on each of their teams, and I'm gonna give this matchup to DeMar DeRozan. Boris Diaw's older, and I think DeMar DeRozan has a lot of potential to be very good in the league. He's really he's a very talented player, and I think he can be an all-star caliber player later on. So I'm going to give this matchup to DeMar DeRozan. Our next matchup is David Lee versus LaMarcus Aldridge. David Lee is the starting power forward for the Golden State Warriors. He can also play center. He was traded to Golden State from New York in the uh, free agency. Well, not in the free agency, in the offseason. Before the 2010-2011 season, he's really part of Golden State's big three of Stephon Curry, Monte Ellis, and David Lee. So I actually think Golden State should be a lot better than they are with that kind of big three. To be able to compete for a playoff spot, I really think they have a lot more potential, and I think under their new head coach Mark Jackson, they could really be um, uh, really a threat to the other Western Conference teams this year. LaMarcus Aldridge, he is the starting power forward for the um, Portland Trailblazers. A lot of people said that he might have been an All-Star snub. Obviously, David Lee was an All-Star in the 2010 season, wasn't in the 2010-2011 season. LaMarcus Aldridge is a very good player. He's very talented. I don't think he might not be All Star level yet, but he's right below. He's borderline right there. I really think that LaMarcus Aldridge's team is another one of those teams that should be better than they are. Obviously, they still had a better record than the Golden State Warriors. They were the sixth seed in the West, the Trailblazers. Um, with the starting lineup, if you think about it, you got Andre Miller, who's that guy this season. I'm not talking about next season because but last season before obviously Andre Miller got traded, but last season before Andre Miller was traded, they had a really good starting five: Andre Miller, Brandon Roy, Gerald Wallace, um, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Marcus Camby. That's a really talented starting five right there. I'm gonna give this matchup to David Lee. I think that he's shown a little bit more talent than LaMarcus Aldridge. Obviously, I think LaMarcus Aldridge is a very good player, but I'm gonna have to give that matchup to David Lee. Now let's talk an NBA headline. The Cleveland Cavaliers are to own and run D-League team in Canton, Ohio. Thank you for watching NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez, and I will see you next time.